This is a little device made by Oxford Nanopore. The purpose of it is to sequence DNA molecules primarily, although it can also sequence other types of molecules like RNA and so forth. So Oxford Nanopore has engaged in this beta test program. They've opened up access to this device to a number of people, primarily in North America and Europe, as well as Australia. Many of the participants in this beta test are representing genome sequencing facilities, major laboratories around the world. For NMSU to be participating and recognized as a valuable contributor to this process is quite an honor. The big advantage of it is that it's much cheaper than existing instruments, and it's therefore much more accessible to a much wider variety of laboratory settings. Because it is so small and portable, you can imagine this being in a typical clinic, medical clinic. So that opens up a lot of medical applications overseas, in Africa, in Asia and so forth, where in regions of the world where medical clinics don't generally have access to such highly sophisticated technology, this is simple enough that it could be deployed. I've been working on these problems of environmental crime. So around the world, illegal timber is the largest of the environmental crime components. It accounts for over $100 billion a year. And in response to the problem of illegal timber trade, have been enacting legislation that requires the trading companies to have a due diligence process. Part of that due diligence process could be the screening of their supply chains using genetics. So there's a wide variety of different sorts of applications that this can be put to. Officials at border checkpoints or onboard ships, when they're investigating potential suspect fisheries operations, airplane checkpoints, even in the field, a field biologist could be using this sort of thing in field stations. It could also be useful as a mechanism to protect agriculture and livestock industries in the United States. Another really interesting application is education. This will be simple enough that high school students, potentially even middle school students, could be trained to make use of it. Giving students access to this kind of technology will be a big step of encouraging engagement with cutting-edge science. So Oxford Nanopore started supplying these devices earlier in the summer. It will continue through the fall for another few months. And then potentially be extended beyond that, depending on the results of this beta test.
Eye on Research is a production of New Mexico State University.